been nearly 3 years since Atlanta rapper Takeoff was shot and killed, and ahead of Mother's Day, his family took the time to recognize other grieving moms. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer was in Buckhead, where a special brunch was held to talk about gun violence.
Orisa Napper Williams lost her child to a stray bullet back in 2006.
You don't get over this, you just get through it.
Ever since then, she's been learning how to cope with her loss.
It may be through tears, it may be through laughter, it may be through getting up and closing your windows and getting back in the bed.
She's teaching that to other women. She was one of the dozens of grieving moms at the Bereaved Mother's Day brunch put on by the Rocket Foundation and Atlanta rapper Quavo. The gathering was hosted by Quavo's mother and the mother of local rapper Takeoff, who was shot and killed in 2022.
She met mothers across the country after losing her son that were fighting the good fight to address this issue and to change policy and laws.
The event's goal was to recognize and uplift the voices of these grieving mothers. Among the attendees were Kimberly Rubio, Gloria Casares, and Veronica Mata, who lost their daughters in the Uvalde school shooting.
But that's what every parent thinks, right? You're never going to go through something like this. But we did, and some other family will, unless we get immediate action.
Even if it wasn't gun violence, some moms like Shamir Connor are grieving in other ways.
My son was poisoned with fentanyl at the age of 21, so my story is a little bit different than the gun violence.
The packed event gave moms time to not only grieve, but also find support and friendship. In Buckhead, Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.